We are a flexible and innovative species, and we have the capacity to adapt and modify our behavior. Now, we most certainly have to do so if we're to deal with climate change. It's the biggest challenge we have yet faced.
The same thing that keeps the earth warm, CO2 may make the earth too warm. It holds in heat. Methane, chlorofluorocarbons, water vapor, and carbon dioxide. They all trap heat. Methane, chlorofluorocarbons, water vapor, and carbon dioxide. They all trap heat.
It is important that the world get together to face the problems which attack us as a unit.
According to at least one Dutch architect, the future of building lies, or floats, on the sea. A floating cruise terminal designed for developers in Dubai is just the beginning. For the last 5 years, architect Koen Olthuis has been immersed in the invention and design of floating boulevards, parks, roads, and everything needed to sustain a floating city. Olthuis says he envisages what he calls scarless cities, a concept which will allow floating structures to be removed or relocated without damaging the environment. The first amphibious houses in the Netherlands were built a few years ago on the River Maas, which is prone to flooding. They look exactly the same as traditional houseboats. What differentiates them is a patented technology which allows the foundation of the construction to be transformed into a float. A foam core is encased in concrete, with steel cables securing it against the pull of potential currents. They are designed to rise and fall with the tide and can be moved elsewhere at short notice. According to Olthuis, these houses are merely a template for what lies ahead.
Avoid climate catastrophes. We can do this. We can change the world. Science offers us answers to these huge challenges.
One global ecosystem.
We can do this. We can change the world.
Our use of fossil fuels for energy is pushing us towards a climate unlike any seen in the history of civilization.
Adding carbon dioxide to the atmosphere warms things up.
The rise in CO2 comes from burning fossil fuels. When you burn them, add oxygen, it makes CO2 that goes in the air. We're reversing the process by which they form.
Production is still a long way from most of the people who live in the cities built on the best arable land. Vertical farming could turn this on its head, or at least its side. It would bring together a host of emerging technologies by putting food production on the buildings we live and work in, to reduce land use, cool our urban heat sinks, and drastically reduce food transport costs. Modern agriculture uses 70% of the world's available fresh water, but vertical farms could be fitted with nanofilms that boost condensation, and nanomembranes would filter and clean recycled water. Better water quality, less waste. Fibre optics might provide light with incredible energy efficiency. One square block farm, 30 stories high, could yield as much food as 10 square kilometres outdoors.